What's up everybody? Welcome back to yet another video here from my office. Today we are tying something with a little bit of color, especially for the winter months. This will be a really good fly, and it's kind of a crossover between classic shrimp and the Tutti Frutti I made. I think it was last year, something like that. I actually have one lying here. And I was kind of wondering if I could turn this into some sort of a shrimp, so that's what I did. I've been practicing a little bit, but I think I nailed it, so I definitely want to share this one with you. Before I start, please do remember to subscribe to my channel. It really does mean a lot. First off, because I like seeing all you guys here, but also I really want that silver play button, okay? So hit that subscribe button and the bell so you get notified whenever I upload something new. And let's jump down to the vise here and tie out this classic shrimp. And today I will be using some fluorescent orange tying thread, which is something you don't see me do that often. It's just easier for this one, and you'll see why. So the hook here is from Ahrex, of course. It is the NS156 in a size 10. But as I say, so often you can use whatever you want. You can choose the colors however you like. This is just to give you some inspiration and to kind of show the techniques or my thought process. So I've chosen a yellow soft hackle here for the tail. And I want to keep in a little bit of that marabou at the bottom there, so I'll tie it on top of that, kind of just pull the feather back like this. I don't want it too long, kind of like this. Snip off the rest. Look. That looks good. Let's take some fluorescent orange dubbing here. In this case, this is Angora goat. I would have loved to use some seal's fur dubbing, but that stuff is kind of hard to come by, and this is kind of like, it's very similar. It's not the same, I almost said that, but it's very similar. I actually like this a little bit more because the hairs are a little bit longer. But it's still just as annoying to work with as seal's fur, especially if you're not using a waxed thread. It's kind of hard to get it to stick to these GSP types of thread. So here you need just a tiny amount. And if I hit the material with the UV lamp here, you can see it really lights up. Make sure that's nice. Let's get some mallard in there as well. Pluck out these fibers down here, don't need those. And then I kind of like to prepare the feather a little bit like this. And this is my tie-in point, so I'll just snip that off, which will give me this little triangle where I can tie in the feather. Just give that a turn or two. Secure that. Snip off the hackle stem. This as well. I don't know why that didn't get trimmed. All right, so let's clean that up just a little bit. Then I want something kind of to round it off a little bit. Also because this will get a shrimp back in the form of a mallard feather that is just lying on top here. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I hate this gap between the head part of the shrimp and the shrimp shell. So if you look at it from the side, sometimes you'll just see it as if it had a roof on there. I think it looks kind of silly, so I kind of like to close that gap between. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So this is just a normal orange feather, but I will be using this part down here. A few of the ones with marabou and a few with the marabou, just kind of to give it a little bit of bulk up in front here. Fluff it up. If that's even a word, fluff it up. It sounds like something else. There we go. Trim this a little. Look. That's looking good. Then, of course, need some eyes. And I'll be using these easy shrimp eyes in black, but you can of course just go absolutely crazy with this. You can see why they're called easy shrimp eyes, because it is just so easy to get those in. Like that. I need something. I need a rib. And just use some mono or some fluorocarbon, which is what I'm using here. Tie that in on the side there. That out of the way. Then for the hackle or the body hackle, I will be using some of this here. Whiting. I think it's a dry fly hackle, but of course the fish don't know that, and the hackle doesn't even know that either. So I care not what it says on the package. It's great for this type of thing. And this feather you want to tie in kind of backwards, so you get the longest fiber up in front, and then it will taper down to shorter ones at the hook eye. So just tie that in on the side here. trim that off. So, like that. For the dubbing, I will be using the original dubbing for pattegrisen, which is SLF saltwater in peach. This has also got some fluorescent fibers mixed in, not a whole lot, but I remember an article, or was it a video? Maybe some of you guys remember that as well, where Klaus the inventor talked about that he didn't actually know that it was fluorescent back when he invented the pattern, and it believes that it is that good of a fly because of the fluorescent materials in this dubbing. He actually didn't even know about before everybody kind of started to study that or practice tying flies with fluorescent materials and testing them. I know Klaus has tested a lot, where he will tie on 2 flies on the leader, one with fluorescent materials and one without. And I think it was something like 80 or 90% of the takes he got were always on the fluorescent fly. So, and they were not they can't be the same, right? But he tied the same fly, just the one had fluorescent materials and the other ones didn't have them, which is kind of interesting. So that's the dubbing down there. Let's get this feather turned down through it. And this is an olive color, but again, you can just choose whatever you have lying around, or I just think this olive kind of looks nice with the yellow and orange. Clear that. Clean it up just a little bit. You can kind of see here that I'm not used to tying with these threads that are a little bit thicker, because look, I mean, the other thread I use, the Vivas, is just so thin, and there's a lot of, I mean, you can tie on top of itself many times before it even starts to bulk up. So if you want a clean looking fly, the thread really does matter. So let's get that rib up through here. Secure that. Let's give it a few more. It kind of looked like it wouldn't hold. That's that. Let's give it a good brush here. Kind of want to brush this out to the sides, just a little bit. Most of all, I want it to be flat. So I might even go in and trim this a little bit. Let's see why in a minute. So let's get that mallard feather for the back. And the way I like to do it is just to kind of pull the fibers back like this. Okay, so look at it. And I want this to be a little bit shorter than the orange part here. So I like to tie it in like this, kind of divide the fibers. I hope it shows through either on the top-down shot or this one here. But catch that with a few wraps and then just kind of pull it like this till I'm at the length that I want. Secure that a little bit better. Trim this off. And here you can see it. I mean, the head got a little bit clumsy here, and that's just because I'm not used to tying with this thread. But it's okay. Give a little bit of a fluorescent striking point down there. And I haven't been able to find my whip finisher for a long time. I mean, the desk is obviously a complete mess, but I mean, maybe the kids got in here and borrowed it. So I'll just be doing it old school with my fingers, which I don't like it to do that much. It's kind of hard to control the wraps. This will do, at least for fishing. That'll be okay. I have a better one here. I tied for practice where the knot got a little bit better. So this is the one I'll be using for photo. But both flies will both flies will fish perfectly. So I even want to clean that up a little bit. A good old thread zap here. Last step here, brush out some of that trapped dubbing on the belly. That is the finished fly here. And these eyes will really, I know they're kind of hidden right now, but when this fly gets wet, everything gets a little bit more translucent. And then the fly will look even better. So that is the finished fly there for you. I hope you like it. I think I'll just give it a little bit of varnish on that knot before I forget. Just to protect it a little bit. There we go. So that was the fly there for you. Get the lid on here. Right. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, or if you didn't push the button in the beginning, now's the time to do it. Thank you so much for your time. I will see you in the next one.